Now at the time of filming this video, it's currently March the 25th, 2020, and unless you've been living under a rock, the world is facing the biggest crisis that my generation has never seen the likes of before. Okay, we all know what's going on. I'm not going to say the word because I don't want to get demonetised for a start. It's worrying times, it's scary times, and we've all got to kind of pull together. Now, before I get into the meat and veg of this video, I'm just going to say it now, okay? Follow your respective government's advice. And if you're in the UK, we are currently in a lockdown situation, okay? There's no messing about with this. There's no messing about. Stay at home as much as possible. Go out once a day for some exercise, and only go to the shops for essential stuff like food and medicine. But please, just be as safe and as wary as possible. Keep 2 meters apart, and keep washing your hands. That's just the short version of advice. If you want the full stuff, you can go onto the government's website, and also if you go onto the NHS website, you can get advice there as well. But I also don't want people to panic buy. For goodness sake, stop it. There's plenty of food out there for everyone. Just get what you need, okay? If you see the last bag of pasta on the shelf, bag of rice, and you can do without, leave it there for someone else. Or better still, go and buy it and give it to someone in need. And toilet roll, I'm not even gonna go into that. And basically what I'm starting today is a pantrydemic recipes playlist. I've already added a catalogue of older videos on there already just to get it going. But starting today, I'm going to create some recipes that are going to use store cupboard ingredients, as well as recipes that you can kind of switch and swap out ingredients. So as I go along through the recipe, you'll see little swap outs. You know, if you haven't got a particular ingredient, you can switch it for something else. I'll do that as much as I can. Also, these videos are not going to be highly edited. They're going to be squashed down into a shorter time frame to get as much information in there as possible, so you can get out there, cook some nice food, so you're not going to be at home feeling miserable. So let's get on with it, and as always down below you'll see the list of ingredients, and what I'm going to do now is chop up the veg. So this is the veg I'm going to use, and again I will list swap outs as we go along. I've got some leeks, I've got some onions, carrots, I've got some new potatoes, I've got some red peppers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop these up into nice chunky pieces. Okay, you want them all roughly the same size so they cook nice and evenly. So I'm going to get these all chopped up, and like I said before, all the measurements will be in the description below, so you don't have to watch me chop all this veg. Right, so I've peeled and chopped all of the veg here, and it's all really nice and chunky, okay, because this is going to roast down. The carrots you want to cut a little bit smaller than everything else because they're going to take a little bit longer to cook. But what we need to do now is to get these washed. I'm going to turn the tap on and just really get in there and wash everything thoroughly. Right, so I've washed the veggies, they're in the tray. I've done the same with our new potatoes. And now I know this looks like a lot, but you've got to remember that the onions and peppers are going to shrink down quite a bit. So yes, it looks a lot now, but everything will kind of reduce and come together. So I've washed the potatoes, some of the larger ones I've cut in half. So now what we can do is start building some flavours. And this is where you can really kind of experiment and kind of switch out some stuff that I'm using. So I'm using sage, so I'm going to go in with that. Fennel would be amazing in this as well. Sage is quite strong, so I'm going to go in with about 1.5 teaspoons. I've got 4 cloves of minced garlic, good pinch of salt, because there's quite a lot of veg there, some pepper, and I'm also going to add a couple of teaspoons of whole grain mustard. Then a good glug of extra virgin olive oil. And there's no easy way to do this, you just got to get in there with your hands and mix it all up. Make sure everything's all coated and evenly combined. And I've got my sausages here. Now what you can do is just layer them on top, nestle them in between the veg, but I want to get some colour on these because my oven isn't that great and it only really heats from the bottom. So what I'm going to do is fry these off in a pan, get some nice colour on them, we'll add them to the veg and then we'll whack it in the oven. Okay, so now I've got a bit of colour on those sausages. I'm just going to start nestling them in between this veg. Now I know this looks like a lot, but this is a family sized portion, okay? If you're just cooking it for yourself or a couple of people, just scale it down. And because I don't want to waste any flavour in this at all, I'm just going to add a touch of water to the pan that I fried the sausages in, just to kind of lift off all those nice bits in the pan, and I'm going to add those to it as well. And now this is ready for the oven. Now that's going to need to roast in the oven on gas mark 5 for around about 30 to 45 minutes. Depends on your oven, all ovens are different. Just turn it occasionally so everything gets nice and roasted. And if you're using one of the swap outs like chicken thighs or chicken legs, you're probably going to want to cook it for a bit longer. Just poke a knife in, if the juices run clear, it's done. And also, like the sausages, I'd get some colour on that skin first before kind of laying it on top of the veg. So I'm going to leave this in the oven to do its thing. And the great thing about sausages is they're very forgiving. You know, there's lots of fat in them. So not only is that going to help flavour everything else, but you know, it's going to be a lot harder to overcook them. So I'm going to look after this, tend to it, and once it's done, that's pretty much it, guys. We can serve it up and eat it. Right, so this is now finished, okay? This is ready to go. You can see how all that veg is reduced down, the peppers have kind of shrunk, and everything's kind of amalgamated together. I have got some fresh parsley, which I'm just going to add. If you haven't got it, don't worry about it, it's fine. And just kind of give that a good old mix up. Now, I have got a video coming up, a very short one, on tips on how to preserve any fresh herbs that you've got, so keep an eye out for that as well. So that is ready to go. We can dish this up, we can give it a taste. Right, so let's give this a try. It smells incredible. I'm just going to try some of these veggies first. I'm going to get a bit of everything. Go in. Oh, it's really nice, savoury. Got the sweetness from the peppers. You know, got that kick of the mustard as well. And I'm going to try one of these sausages because these were from my local butcher. And especially now, we should be really focusing and helping out our smaller producers. You know, our local butchers, markets, you know, give them a visit as well, you know. And if they deliver, that's even better, because then you don't have to go out. And yes, we need supermarkets and we've got to go there for our, you know, tin goods and things like that. But don't forget about your smaller independent places, because they need us right now. See what this is like. There is so much flavour in those. And these are Lincolnshire sausages, so they've got lots of herbs in there. But this is just a really simple, comforting little dish, you know. There's no airs and graces. It's not fancy. This isn't a collection of complicated flavours. It's just simple, healthy, hearty comfort food. So there we have it, a very simple sausage and veggie tray bake. Keep an eye out for those swap outs, because you don't have to make it exactly how I've done it. That's the point. Because in these testing times, the shelves are empty and we're all kind of limited to what we've got. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, make it nice and quick. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, then please share this to someone who might need it. And I've also got some 1 to 2 minute quick videos coming up, just of little kitchen hacks, tips, tricks, just to kind of make things go further, things to help you out in the kitchen, stuff like that. So thank you again for watching, but most importantly, stay indoors, stay home. It's just not worth it, guys. Only go out for essential stuff and just stay home as much as you can. And I'll see your lovely faces in the next video. Stay safe, stay strong, look after each other, and bye for now.